Cooking Everything Outdoors show. I hope you try this at home. So now it's time to put our topping on our our Parmesan crusted Italian herb bread. It's a tongue twister. I should come up with an acronym for it. About 10 minutes before it's done, so at 40-45 minutes of cooking time. I'm going to take your melted butter, and I want to drizzle that over the top of the bread so it's got a nice coating on it. And then I'm going to take the remainder of my Parmesan, shredded Parmesan cheese, I'm going to sprinkle that over the top. And put the lid back on that and let it cook for another 10-15 minutes until it's nice and brown. Parmesan cheese is melted, the butter's seeped into the bread a little bit. Yeah, it's killing me talking about it, but it'll be ready in a few minutes. The final dish, our chicken medallion piccata that we're going to make with for the wild rice. And well, for this dish, it's really simple, and I don't want you to think that it's not. One of the things that we're not doing is we're not pounding the life out of our chicken. Chicken's already been lifed. So what we're doing is we're cutting it up in medallions. So I have 3 chicken breasts, rather large, firm chicken breasts. Using my favorite Ziploc bag. We'll be using a can of chicken broth. We'll be using 1 to 2 lemons. I'm probably going to use 1 for decoration. About 10 to 12 mushrooms, which I've sliced. I have 3 garlic cloves that I've sliced. I have maybe 3 tablespoons of broadleaf or Italian flat leaf parsley. A few tablespoons, 3 tablespoons of canola oil. 3, maybe 4 tablespoons of butter. A cup of flour. I'm going to also use some capers. How many? I'm just going to throw them in until I'm happy. Salt and pepper. So let's get this going. Let's finish cutting up our chicken. Food safety is always absolutely critical with chicken. Okay, now I've used this cutting board for other things, but now that I'm using it for chicken, I will not be using it for anything else. So keep that in mind when you've turned your recipe around and you're making your chicken dish ahead of time. Do not use the same cutting board for anything else. Chicken, that's it. Some people have colored cutting boards, so they identify the chicken-only cutting boards. However you want to do it, but I just planned mine so the chicken would be done last. What I'm looking for is cutting up some nice medallions. And that's just cutting the chicken horizontally, I guess it would be, or vertically. Vertically on my horizontal piece of chicken, for those technically inclined. The last time you hear me talk like that. So let's just take our chicken, get a good feeling of where we're at, and we're probably going to be looking at 3/8 of an inch of a medallion. You can make it a little bit thinner. You could also go and pound these out. I'm not going to do either one of them. These are just perfect bite-sized morsels, in my humble opinion. And they will work just fine like this. As I said before, chicken piccata is typically your chicken's breast is butterflied and then pounded. But yeah, it's too much work. Let's just cut these up. Now we're getting down in strips, and that's okay. So, chicken's done. Let's get that back in the bag. Move this aside. And I'm going to add some salt and pepper. Good, healthy pinch of salt. It's coarse ground salt. Good healthy pinch or 2 of pepper. Mix that up real quick. Whoa! You didn't see that. Actually, you did. All right, rezip it. So now we want to add our flour. And like I said, I have about a cup of flour here, 2/3 of a cup. And it's just, all we're looking for is to give it a good coating. I don't want a lot of excess flour in there. We're not cooking the flour, we're cooking the chicken, and the flour is just a coating for the chicken. So you may have to add a little bit more, you have to add a little bit less. Let's get a good coating on that. Mix it all up, and you know, just pretty much work it with your fingers until you're pretty comfortable. Then take a peek. And that's just perfect. Nice coating, not a lot of excess flour. It's exactly what we're looking for. So let's set this aside. So let's get the rest of our mushroom sliced up. That's all we're looking for. 1/4 inch slice out of your mushroom, nothing fancy. Very fast, very easy. You can make them a lot thinner if you want to. You can make smaller pieces if you want to. It just depends on your personal preference. And you know, when I cook, it's all about size. Chunkier the better, the bigger the better. And I'm really happy with that. I just like to taste everything that's in my meal. I don't want to guess. So that's it on the mushrooms. Good healthy amount there, probably about a dozen mushrooms. We take our lemon here, and I want to get some nice slices out of that. Not the end, but these are going to be fairly thin, as thin as I can really get them. This is going to add both flavor and some visual contrast to the chicken. And there's a nice assortment, and this one's not really seedy, so that's a good thing. Because you don't really want to eat the seeds. I don't know, maybe you do, but I don't. So seeds are out, all 2 of them. Perfect. And then we need juice from a lemon. So 1 lemon should be enough. We just need to get this worked up. And what I like to do with the lemons, you can squeeze them, you can get a juicer. You know, when we're cooking outdoors, you know, you just don't have a lot of those luxuries and items. So I'll just take it and just roll it and work it until I feel all the inside breaking up, and it's just releasing all those juices, so that when I cut this open, I'm going to be able to just easily squeeze the remainder out. So that's the way I like to do it. Don't think we're going to need 2. I'm going to save 1 for decoration. That should be enough lemon juice on top of this, what we have going. So now we got to take all this that we have prepped, and we're going to put it in a Dutch oven. They teach you how to fry in a Dutch oven. All this is going to be served on a Dutch oven lid, something you haven't seen from me again. The wild rice is just about done. The bread's just about done. Throw this together, and we're eating.